In this video, sponsored by Lancaster Insurance, we've woken up annoyingly early to go for a 150-mile drive, and poor Ellie is covered in leaf litter because a storm blew through here yesterday. So yes, it's annoyingly early in the morning, before 7 o'clock in the morning. That's just not a good time, is it? And let's see how Ellie feels about waking up. About as happy as I am, frankly. So yeah, it might actually end up being more than 150 miles, because our first step is to drive to somewhere near Walsall, I think, where I'm going to meet the Birmingham and Black Country 2CV mob, and then we're going to convoy up to Crich, not Crich, in Derbyshire for the Tramway Museum. We're going to spend the day there. 2CVs coming from all over the country, so it should be fun times, if noisy times. Where are my earplugs? Oh, well, we've made it to the start. That's already a good 110 miles covered, I think. So we're going to stop here for a cup of tea. I think everyone else is having breakfast, but I've already breakfasted. I wasn't going to wait 2 hours for my breakfast, so we shall head in and join the convoy. White is clearly a theme this morning, it seems. Right, a few more have turned up, including this rather fabulous yellow Visa. That's certainly easy to spot. Maybe they'll go at the back and we can keep an eye on them. So we've got this black 2CV, which lives near where I used to go to school. And I've known this van for a while as well, and another cream Diane with the indicators the wrong way up. Controversial. Right then, here we go then. Always start your convoy with a right turn. That's always a good plan, or maybe it isn't, but the green 2CV is a drummer, I think. Let's look at 2CV spec. Oh, that might be Blodwyn. I think Blodwyn, the 2CV, sat under a tree for many years, but is clearly now having a much happier time of things. Right, now we shall convoy to Crich. That's a silly way of pronouncing it. So it's only about another 40 miles to Crich, and then we're going to meet up with other 2CV convoys and do a bit of a takeover of the village. Plenty of running trams today, so that should be interesting, as well as friendly 2CVers. And then tomorrow I'm going to drive over to see Rich and the mighty Dacia, so that's quite exciting. So Drive It Day is what we're marking today with this road run. And Drive It Day is an initiative set up by the Federation of Historic British Vehicle Clubs. I might have got that in the wrong order. The FBHVC is the shortened version. And yeah, basically the idea is to get as many old cars out and about on the roads to be seen as possible, just to say, look, we are the classic car scene, and this is what we do, this is what we have. Visibility is the aim, but there's rather too many meets where people just drive somewhere and spend the entire day there and then that's it. So I'm glad there's a road run element to this, and also that there are people coming from all over the place. I'm far from the only one who's travelling a fair distance to be here today, and that's good. So yeah, should be a bit of fun. Oh, it's a little Austin 7 Ruby. Suddenly a 2CV feels very powerful and fast. Another old car. I wonder what it is. A rather larger Austin, I think. Oh, this is starting to get very pretty now. This is Milford. proper folksy. Our convoy has been invaded by an enormous BMW 8 Series. 840 Ci, so that'll be a V8 one rather than the full fat V12. One of those cars that manages to be as impressive as it is dull. Here we go then. Keeping an eye out for the trams. Driving into the village. Been here for years, but here we are, bouncing along on the cobbles. I was try and drive on the tram tracks instead, maybe it was smoother. As long as my skinny tyres don't fall into the gap. Ah, I see other 2CVs have got here ahead of us. This is like driving back in time to when 2CVs from the 1980s invaded the 1930s or something. Oh, there we go. We got 2CV, Bijou, more 2CVs, 2CV with a hatchback conversion. Oh, another C-Reg red and white dolly. That's very nice. Taking photos as we drive through. Oh, we've got to go and speak to this private detective here. He'll tell us where to park. A reasonable takeover, I think. Eddie parked in the corner there. More 2CVs convoying past, even as we watch the tram.
Yeah, so if it's tonight with thin width, quite easy.
Get out for a happy sight. Hello. Marvellous. What a wonderful, wonderful place. I can hear the 2CVs coming into the car park just behind the tea rooms. Lovely. So that's a plums and custard dolly. This is a custom one. They didn't make any in blue and red. They were originally blue and the same buttermilk as the plum and custard. And here is another C-Reg red and white dolly. These are not very common on a C plate, so Ellie's quite rare. That one's much better condition. Ah, and here we've got even more 2CVs and a few other Citroens as well. Hello! Including an Acada Deux. It's an Acadian, it should have a Diane front and it's got a 2CV front. How unusual. Gorgeous. GS next to it. DS.
Hello Ian.
Oh, gold.
Is this live or are you...
Not live, thankfully, so I can edit you out. What have you done to your van?
What do you mean what have I done to it? That's how it always
You crashed it?
No, that's how it came.
Yeah.
It came out of the barn like that.
Yeah, I believe you. Millions wouldn't. Hi. Hello. Oh, and they're still coming in. Where are we going to put them all? Oh, look, we've even got an AX. I hate AXs. They're horrible to drive, but they are very cute. And Rachel used to own one, and it was unkillable. So it's great to see one, even though I don't like the pedal position. He's going to hope it doesn't rain. Colourful. Sheddy. Oh, screaming transmissions and flat twin engines. Marvellous. I've been finding out more about Crich Tramway Village, and this is one of the original buildings that was here when it was a quarry many years ago. But what I find fascinating is some of the other buildings have been bought here. So this pub from Stoke-on-Trent, apparently. They seem to have rebuilt it quite nicely, and yeah, all these buildings were added in later on. So quite remarkable. Going to go and have a mooch in the workshop. So that's part of that tram, because the museum's been here since the 1960s, and see, they got this one not long after it was withdrawn. 1966, withdrawn in 1960. See if that one's about. Got plenty going on in the workshops. Beautiful smell of pure engineering. There's just some of the trams that are in the workshop at the moment. What a wonderful museum. And there they are, fitting the overhead wires in the 1960s. Blimey. A fair number of Blackpool trams here. This one got some modern lights crammed onto it. And an open top one. Luxurious. I've been hunting for this one. I remember seeing this many years ago when I last came here. It was probably the best part of 30 years ago. That is not a reflection. That is a wiper inside it and a wiper outside. So you can get rid of all the mist. That's rather inevitable in public transport. Lovely. Now here's an interesting exhibit. It's a 1913 Leyland bus with a sort of tram-esque body on it. Yeah, Leyland motors. This is an ancestor of the Leyland National I drove recently. A very elderly one. It's actually on solid rubber tyres. I just didn't have the ability to make pneumatic tyres that would put up with the sort of treatment this much weight dishes out. But the tram style body is because it replaced trams. So this is one of the first examples of buses taking over from the trams. And yeah, Barnsley and District. It's the oldest surviving single deck British built bus in the world, apparently. Gosh, That one needs some TLC. Leamington and Warwick horse tram from the 1880s. Wow. Quite a building. Don't worry, it's not a real horse. Maximum wiper oddity going on here. This strange windscreen shape pantograph wiper as well. So this is from Belgium, and unfortunately we do have a slight issue that has been brought to my attention here. Tut tut. But yeah, fascinating wiper technology, and apparently this was in service till 1994. I suppose the good thing about a tram is you can leave it sitting around and it doesn't really matter, because it's not going to destroy its tyres. Oh no, it's a one-way tram. Look, there is no hot wiper action at the back. There's a rarity for you. It's a Diane Caban limited edition. Not many of these survive. Original side graphics there. The most dangerous 2CVs have to be put behind bars. Pleasant scenes everywhere. Now here's an interesting nugget. Double helical gears. And if they look familiar, that's because two of those are a Citroën badge. And Citroën very much started life by making gears just like that, and that's the origin of the Citroën badge. I prefer this way because then they're the right way up. Lovely. And now we're having a nose about on a tram. You can have a bit of an explore around this one. I haven't quite sussed out how to work it just yet, but we've got the most amazing upholstery, and of course seats that you could flip, so when you go in the other way you're always facing forward. Why don't we have these on trains now? Notice it even changes the angle of the seat base just slightly for extra comfort. That's pretty amazing.
Yes, that's not bad. That's not all. That's all right.
What a lovely view, eh? Riding aboard the last tram that ran in Sheffield. That's impressive. I forgot what tram I was on, but I was on that one, which looks more like it's from London. But nonetheless, I think that's going to be us done before we get run over by the Blackpool Promenade tram. People are starting to go, and we shall join them. We go back past the trams. And the few remaining 2CVs and the Bijou. Even the Bijou's going now. I'm not going to go for an overtake. But that was our day at the Crich, now I'm pronouncing it correctly, Tramway Village and Museum. Yeah, lovely place, well worth a visit. Oh wow, that's a very early series one, complete with trafficators. Lovely. Oh wow, a few other classics as well that didn't make it in. Row of Triumphs over there, a Ford Mustang. Convertible, nice day for it. Right, I need to go and catch that van. That's Jono of Peak 2CV in his slightly crashed van, but he claims he didn't crash. So we find some bends to show you how much a van leans. Because if you think a normal 2CV leans, you haven't seen nothing until you've seen the vans. All that extra weight up top. Over she goes. Marvellous. Bit of a bonus, we're down at a local railway here in the Peak District, the Ecclesbourne Valley. We've come down because there's some filming going on for a video for Haiku Salut, a local band. Just trying to work out where stuff goes. Quite interesting. Sitting on 2CV van seats while we try and work out what's going on. Wasn't expecting this, but an interesting development. If only you could smell this.
Six, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right.
And that's how the magic happens.